Hey everyone, and welcome to the craft room. My name's Julianne Richards, and I was about to say I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but I'm not. Old habits are hard to break. I am used to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so but now I just craft because I love it. So, which is really nice to have to just use whatever products I like whenever I like. I can be new, they can be retired, and just make cute cards with whatever I have at hand. It's really awesome. Anyway, although I do miss my Stamping Up friends and my and the little bit of income here and there, but that's fine. That's fine. This is what true retirement is all about. A few people signing on to Facebook and to YouTube. I can see Jenny O. Hey, Jenny O, and Judy and Deb, of course. Hi, Deb. Yeah, and a couple on Facebook as well. I can see Kay. So, hey, Kay, thanks for joining me. Although my old Stamping Up team and customers are never far away, so we're good friends now, forever. Okay, so here we go. We're going to make a decorative panel pop-out card. So this little one I picked up, I can't remember who I picked it up from, but anyway, it was on Pinterest, of course, where I get most of my ideas from, and I have made a few Julianne tweaks to it. So it's a little bit different to the one on Facebook or on Pinterest. So it's just got a couple of extra pieces that I tweaked to give it my sort of little extra. It's really cute. It has this sort of banner brackety thing inside that actually makes the panel sit up and forwards. When it's closed, the little panel sits there. It looks pretty much like a normal card. You just fold over that bit at the back there. It looks pretty much like a normal card. When you open it up, the panel stays forward like that. Really cute, I think. And depending on how far apart you have this, the panel is either really far apart or really close in. So that's our little card there. One morning with this one, there's quite a lot happening out in front here with the weight of this panel. So the more and more weight you put on this little panel, you need to balance it at the back so that it stays upright and doesn't flip forward. Mine's just about right, but it's on the verge. So what I reckon you can do, if you find that it's too heavy at the front and you've already decorated it and you love it and you don't want to change it, pop some extra panels on the back here. I found that the two white layers there for my personal message balanced it just right, so I didn't have to put any more. If you've popped a little bit more on the front, like a bit more than I have here, I mean, basically it's just a little embellished bird, a sentiment, and a piece of decorative paper. If you put more than that, you may need to add more at the back, more layers at the back to keep it upright and not flipping forward. So that's one thing they didn't sort of mention on the Pinterest post that I saw. Please let me know how everything is as far as sound. The vision looks okay. I haven't checked my Facebook. I haven't checked my iPad to see if it's coming through loud and clear, but let me know if there's anything that's annoying you or anything that's not quite right, and I will see if I can fix it. I've got my dear Evelyn on as well. So, hey, Evelyn, and Leanne as well. Hey, guys. Okay, so we're going to make this one. This first one here that I've made, it uses the Paper Rose Colourful Village collection. Cute little flowers. It's all very colourful. There's little houses and things like that. Really nice designer series paper there, or pattern paper, which I really loved. So it made it look like a little wood panel sitting there behind our bird, which I thought was really nice. And I've used the sentiments from the collection as well, with just hugs and kisses. So that doesn't really make it any particular, occasion. You can use it for just about anything. So we'll see. Next one, we've got if you're not a member of my Australian card making group and you live in Australia, please reach out and join, because in our group we've got a swap at the moment. And I put my name down for some swaps. So I'm going to be doing a couple of Easter cards. Now, I can't pretend that I am an Easter card person. I've never really got into Easter cards. Not quite sure what it was growing up. It just didn't seem like an occasion for giving cards. Sound, it is too bad coming in and out. Is it too bad coming in and out? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, Deb. If there's something wrong with the sound, please let me know. I know I do have this bank of computers in front of me, which makes me sound like I'm in a cave, but there's unfortunately not much I can do about that. So if that's what you're experiencing, then we just have to grin and bear that. But I may need to eventually the screens will go and the sound will go back to normal. But as long as the vision's great, you can turn the sound down and not even listen to me. That would be good too. I think actually also my mic, every time I move my head, my mic seems to be dropping out. So let's put the gain up on that as well. Yes, every time I come into the room, I have to put everything back the way it was, and it's not quite the same as when I left it, but that's all good. Hopefully your sound cuts in and out. Oh, has anyone else got that experience? When you lay it forward, it looks like a birdhouse. Yes, it's fading in and out. Is it fading when I move? Like, is it nice and loud here, and it's fading when I'm over here, and nice and loud here? Is it when I move my head? Maybe it could be. I'll bring it in closer so that it's in front of me. So hopefully I've got it in front of me now. So when I move my head, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So let's see how we go. That's a new position for my mic. Let's see how that one goes. It's funny, it's never been an issue before, and all of a sudden it is. Oh, I better grab some glue and stuff. Okay, there we go. So let's see how that goes. It's a new position for. Okay, so that seems like when I move my head, the position of the mic was changing. Now I've popped it right in front of my face now, and Deb says it's perfect. Oh, well. So yeah, it's the first time my sound has ever been perfect in my whole life. So maybe I should have had it here the whole time. Anyway, so if you're a part of my group, you would have seen I've already popped the measurements up for this one. So if you're following along, please let me know. Pop it in the comments if you decided to make a card along with me. It would be great to know. Okay, so we've got, I'll just quickly go through them because they're not really complicated. 5 3/4, although if you want me to do centimetres, it will be perfect. It will be difficult. 5 3/4 by 8, and I've scored it at 2, 4 and 6. So that's, you've got this little sort of, it's a mountain, valley, mountain set up there. Okay, so that's our card base. We've also got a little, this bracket that we talked about isn't also 8 inches long, but it's 1.5 inches high, and it's scored at 2, 3, 5 and 6. So that's the little bracket. Then for the front piece, I've got a piece of cardstock that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Now this piece you can really just decide what size you want. I think I said in the instructions you can go as high as big as like 4 inches by 5 3/4, and then you just cover over the whole front of the card when it's closed up. But yes, so whatever your decorations are that you're planning on using for this card, you can basically just change that decorative panel to be the size that you want. I've seen some of them online where the decorative panel was huge. I've also seen them online where the decorative panel was tiny and you were concentrating more on the designer series paper. If you want to go tiny with your decorative panel, I suggest you fiddle with the width of your bracket, because obviously if this is really tiny, so say it was the size of this little circle, the decorative panel might stick out a little bit too much at the sides. Okay, so that's just a consideration for you to play with. As long as you have the right length and you have the right scores, it could be as skinny as you like, as long as it holds everything together. Now this card I'm going to make, and again I'm using the paper rose, only as I explained, because when I first left Stampin' Up, I bought a whole lot of paper rose and have to use it now. But anyway, I'm using, this is the Primrose Garden. It's actually it's got a lot of Easter stuff in there, little bunnies with eggs, all that sort of thing. But what really I love about it is the flowers, and you can do birthdays and all those other things with it as well. But I found that if you overlook the Easter stuff, which is basically that's Easter stuff that's got Easter eggs in it, the rest of the paper is absolutely gorgeous with the bows and butterflies. I'll find you my favourite one. I won't make you look at all of it. My favourite one, which I'm going to save for something special, is this one here. It's got a sort of a white hydrangea. That's one of my favourites out of it. And there's some other ones. That one's really cute as well. So I'll be using those probably for non-Easter cards. But I thought while I had it, I would use what I've got, the definitely Easter ones, which is this one here with eggs. I thought I'd probably use those and get them ready for our swap. And then you can see it as well. But anyway, love this Primrose Garden. Let's get the Easter stuff used for Easter, and then I can use the rest of it as I want. But anyway, it also, with the collection, it comes with a series of die cuts you can buy. Happy Easter. There's a little Easter basket there, a little ticket I've got somewhere else for an egg hunt. So they're really cute. All the matching colours there. I've teamed the colours with some Stamping Up Misty Moonlight, basically because I have a wall of Stamping Up Designer Series cardstock sitting to my left, like a wall with thousands of dollars worth of paper in there. So I need to use it. So this is Misty Moonlight. And thankfully the Stamping Up paper matches just about everything. There's a shade for just about everything, as you guys know. So anyway, we'll start making this card and I'll stop talking. But anyway, that's what I'm using for this one. I do have a second card to make, which we'll make together. If you would like to hang around at the end of this, and I'll make a second card, which sort of just came to me as I was wrapping up my preparations. So we pop our little bracket, so it's like an upside down T. Okay, so they're the two-inch score, 2-inch segments are lying next to each other. They're the front and the back. Put glue on both sides of those. Okay, glue, or I suggest glue rather than something that's immediate sticking, because we do need to sample close this. So what we do is we bring this in. This is the centre of our card. Align those in the middle there so that the edges of the bracket sit in the middle, in the score, in the central score. Okay. Hopefully they line up. So bring that in so it sits in the central score. Put it sort of central. Look, the world's not going to end if you're a little bit up or a little bit down. Close that over and just firm it down. So since I'm using double-sided glue, I have to give it a second to firm up. But when I bring that apart, you'll see it's in the right position to give us our little bracket. So how easy is that? Okay. I've just realised it looks like Superman's chest thing, you know. If it had a big S in the middle of it, that would be Superman, wouldn't it? Sorry, that's my geek girl coming out. But anyway, so that's the bracket. Okay, so the difference between this one and the one I found online is that the lady didn't have design patterned paper in that centre. She just had it exactly like it is there, sort of blank, and just had the patterned paper on either side. I thought, well, that's probably a little bit of a waste if you've got beautiful patterned paper. So I'm actually going to pop that in there. And the only tricky bit is that you have to sort of slide it in with the glue. There's nothing much tricky about that at all. And then I'll pop these on either side. So this is this gorgeous sort of Easter egg paper, which will be perfect for my Easter swap. Thank you for the ladies who are in swap this month. Oh, and thank you as well to the ladies that took part in our recent card tag. We had such fun. So I will be putting that out a little bit more regularly, the card tag game, if you'd like to take part next time. It was really, really fun. I think everyone had a good time. No pressure. We don't sort of expect you to do anything too amazingly spectacular, but just all you need to do is have fun. And I think we did. Some lovely cards, and it's really fun to see how the card changes with each different crafter who takes a turn. It's always a little bit different from one crafter to the next because we all get inspired by different things from the card before us. So yeah, watch out for the next one. I'll put together a little sketch and we'll start going again. Okay, so there we are. So I'm just going to pop And as I said, the 2 layers for inside as well, which is, as I say, inspiration I saw on Pinterest. I just think it neatens it up. Pattern behind it, and it solidifies our little bracket as well. It's not going anywhere. So there we are. Isn't that cute? That's really lovely paper. Even if it is an Eastery theme, people may do more Easter scrapbooking, maybe. Then I mean, maybe some people do Easter cards. I think it might be a very popular thing in the States. If anyone has any experience of that, but yeah, not a big myself. Anyway, so there we go. So that's our bracket with our little thing at the back there. Okay, so now we're going to do our little decorative panel. I've got the other side of the paper, which is just a cute sort of pattern there, blue on blue pattern. So I'm just flipping it over so I can decorate my decorative panel. No great pattern to it. It's just a nice background. Okay, there we go. And all you need to do to add that to your design is just pop some glue on that front-facing surface there. Bring your panel in and lay it on. That's the best way of doing that way, maybe. We'll see how we go. We'll pop it that way. So just in the middle, same sort of distance left and right, top and bottom, if you can, if it fits with your design, and just firm it down. And so there's our panel at the front. It fits out like that. Okay. And Jenny's saying she gives Easter cards to her grandkids. Okay, yeah. But you wouldn't sort of, it's not a big like Christmas sort of Easter card type arrangement. I mean, do we send them to our family and friends in the post? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, maybe we do. Maybe I've been neglectful. Okay, so there we are. So that's the start of our Easter card. All we need to do now is just decorate this front. I have this cute little bunny. He's obviously not anything but Easter with her little basket of eggs. So I'll pop that there on the front, sort of slightly more towards the top of the panel than the bottom. And there's a little egg hunt ticket there. Put that to the side. I'll let it overlap a tiny bit just to add a little bit of interest. Then I have a little basket of eggs, very cute. Thought I'd pop this one up on some dimensionals. There we are. You notice I've got a cutting mat there. I don't usually use a cutting mat, but I was doing some housekeeping and cleaned my table with some orange oil. And so the whole craft room smells really amazing now, but it's sadly got all sticky. So I had to bring out the cutting mat so I didn't stick to everything. It'll wear off as time goes, but at the moment it was mega sticky. Okay, and a little happy Easter there. Just finish that off there. And that one's done. Oh, nearly done. So now, as you can see, it's going to flip forward. So it's far too front heavy. I've got a couple of panels. I'm hoping of white, and I'm hoping these will be enough. Hoping these will be enough to balance it out. I can always bring in a couple more layers if I can't, if it doesn't. I think it should, because there's no more, I don't think there's anything more than the previous one, the bird one. Yeah, maybe it is. That's our 2 for our personal message. There we are. Let's see if that's enough. No. Oh, that's a good example. There you are. It's not quite enough to balance it out. So I will bring in something that I can cut up for some more panels. Just an attempted at a fun fold here that I'll just cut some panels off. So 1 3/4 is the panel. Might make it a bit more. Okay, so, you know, you have to have a little bit of a play with this. And actually, I could put panels. Actually, let's. Oh no, I don't want to fiddle with it. I won't muck around with the plan. I'm just wondering if I put panels on there, whether that would actually help to keep it, or whether it would just add to the issue. I think it would just add to the issue because it's too far forward. We'll keep them on here. So might be best if you didn't want to waste your white cardstock, and we all know it's pretty expensive, if you popped another layer of your just a scrap underneath, just to sort of make it a bit heavier, and then go with your white over the top. Let's hope that's enough now. Yep, that's done it. So that just needed an extra layer of, just on the back there, just to stop it from tipping forward. There we go. Okay, so that's fine. I have a feeling if I'd popped it on those, it would have just made it more front heavy. We needed to actually be out at the back there. So there we are. So that's my first Christmas swap, Easter, my first Easter swap. And that's our decorative panel card there. So when it folds down, as I say, that comes forward, that little bit sits flat, and then you just fold the back under like that. And that's how it fits into the envelope. Okay. I'll just move to see my comments. I've got my computer so far over one side I can't see it, and then my iPad so far over the other side I can't see it. So there we go. Right. Hopefully you like that one. So I'm going to do another one. I had to make 4 swaps, so we might as well make another one here. Now, when I buy, sorry, I've just moved away. When I buy my Paper Rose stuff, when I bought my Paper Rose stuff, they gave me a whole lot of sort of freebies of their die cuts, and they sent me a couple of these, which are lovely Australian animals, and there's an Australia there as well with some beautiful red flowers and things like that. And I thought, well, bunnies and all that sort of thing is I mean, rabbits in Australia can be a bit of a pest, depending on where you live. So I thought I might make a Australian Easter card. So bear with me. I know it's not traditional, and I know, but I'm thinking that if I pop a Happy Easter sentiment, which is from my greetings from all from Stamping Up, it makes it an Easter card, doesn't it? And it's going to make one with an Australian theme, more of an Australian feel. So let's see how it turns out. And if I offend anyone using Aussie animals, I apologise up front. It's just a bit of a play, just a bit of an experiment to use what I have in the craft room. But I think it should be nice. Maybe more appropriate than bunny rabbits. So there we are. I'm starting with black cardstock because I thought these little animals are sort of a grey, and then we've got this beautiful bright flower which I will bring out a bit of a highlight with. To match those pretty flowers, I've actually got a layer of cherry cobbler. Again, another beautiful Stamping Up colour. And I've got 4 panels of that. So if you want to do it with an extra layer, this layer here is the size of the pattern paper from the measurements that I put on Facebook. So this is actually the size of that. And then I've gone down 1/8 of an inch with my patterned paper. Okay, so that's the paper. That's the size of the paper, the DSP. I think I actually called it DSP in the instructions. And this one is just 1/8 of an inch smaller. And you just get that tiny little border of the colour. I only added the cherry cobbler because I want to use these gorgeous flowers just to lift it a little bit with the black and the wood grain. And I wanted to use wood grain because I thought it would be like a sort of a being in a gum tree with my koala and stuff. So let's see how this one goes. This one is a bit of a leap for me. I just thought of this just as I was finished making the bunny rabbit one. I thought, oh, let's give it a try with the Aussie animals, something a bit different. And I know I've seen Aussie themed Christmas cards and things like that with Santa in his bathers on his surfboard and stuff. So why not have an Aussie themed Christmas? And we have our chocolate bilbies as well here in the supermarket. So why not? So I'm just going to layer this one up. Now this one is going to be super heavy at the front. So I'm anticipating I'm going to have to add a couple of layers at the back as well. But if it falls over, you've seen what I do. I'll just fix it off screen, off camera. We'll just concentrate on the front here. So I've got 4 layers of the wood grain paper. This is a Stampin' Up paper as well. Can't remember what it's called. Cottage Woods or something like that. Anyway, anyone who's a Stampin' Up or has a Stampin' Up demonstrator, just ask them for the wood grain pack. It's still current, I think. It's one of those staples that they keep around for a while because wood grain makes such a lovely background to everything. No, that's the wrong one, Julianne. That's the one for the back. Is that the right one? Yes. I've got two different sizes of cherry cobbler layers, and I've just picked the larger one, which was wrong. So we're just going to have a sort of a wood grain gum tree background. That's the plan. I know it's not probably any gum tree that I've ever seen, but we'll see. Or sort of a silver gum. Maybe it's a silver gum. There you go. As you guys know, I like to have a story with my cards. If it doesn't fit together as a story, I feel a little bit like I haven't quite done it right. And so the story of a koala in a gum tree, that sort of fits. Oh, I forgot to put the panel on. Eek, too late now. I forgot to put this on so that it would sit under the paper, but that's all right. We can sit it over the paper this time. I'm going to just forgive myself that. Anyway, it should have been on there first. But anyway, and I also mucked up because I used all the black cardstock I had and didn't leave myself enough for the little panel, the little bracket. So anyway, it was always going to be different. But anyway, so I've got my cherry cobbler bracket here. And this will probably be good because you'll be able to see the difference between having it under the paper and over the paper. Got all excited with my story about wood grain. Okay, again, glue on both sides of the bracket. Position it up against the score as best you can. Firm it down. It's a little bit lower than I would like, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Firm it down, hold it in place while your glue sets. And there's our little Superman bracket there, which is slightly off. Why are you slightly off? Just straighten that up. Okay, I had put it in slightly crooked, but that's okay. It's fine now. There we go. So it's going to do the job. There's our Superman. Okay, so let's do our decorative panel. Again, as I say, this one's going to be really front heavy because I've got that extra layer of cherry cobbler to pop on there. So we're definitely going to need at least an extra layer on the back there. So I've got my black and my cherry cobbler, same sort of a margin around the edge. I'm going to use another piece of the wood grain just to be a background for my little koala, etc. Yeah, just to give him a little tree to sit on. I'll pop some glue on our bracket. bring that in. Sort of central, same up and top and bottom, left and right. There we are. Okay. So there is our pop-out panel. There we go. I love it when you say that, Deb. That's Deb saying there's no mistakes, just new creations. Okay, and it does help because then you can see that's what that looks like when the bracket is on the outside of the paper. Okay, although if it was the same colour as the paper, you probably wouldn't notice it that much. But anyway, all good. So let's get these little koala dudes happening. I'm so excited. I've actually ordered a whole pack of the embellishments, so I've got more to play with in the range. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using them. Ooh, not quite cut out enough. The little die cuts aren't quite. What do I have? Do I have my craft knife? Yes, I do. Just give it a little bit of craft knife action. Be careful with him. Sorry if I've gone away. I'm just trying to concentrate on getting the volume this out without ripping him. My volume's gone slightly weird. Can't complain too much about the die cut being not cut because it was a freebie, but there we go. I've got it. Get that little tag out there. So cute little koala sitting in a gum tree. I'll pop him there. So I'm just building around this because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I was going to pop the Australia behind him, but I thought that was probably a little bit nationalistic. I didn't want to quite go that far. But I thought the flowers would be nice. So let's do the flowers. Just to sit in front of him. Like that. What do you reckon? I think that's really cute. And then I'll bring my Happy Easter from there to there. Let's have a look. Isn't that nice? I think that's so nice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm going to pop my little koala on there. Now he's up towards the top. Again. There we go. I'll pop the flowers on some dimensionals. I've only got little dimensionals going on at the moment. They're very annoying. I must have some big ones around somewhere. Just before I resigned, I stocked up on all these sorts of things. Anyway, we'll stick to these. Now, I can't stay away from classes for very long. As you guys know, I've already offered a mini junk journal class. I'm actually thinking it was a very expensive class, so I was very surprised that anyone wanted to do it. But I will be doing, I think I'll do some cat fur. I think I'll be doing some other just purely card classes, which will be a lot less expensive because it'll just be card kits that we'll be using. So watch out for that over the next few weeks. Once I get this current class out of the way, I'll definitely sit in with some, pop up with some, no, it's got to be that way. I'll pop up with some card classes as well, just to keep my hand in. As I say, it won't be as expensive as the journal class that a lot of ladies, thank you, a lot of ladies did do. Thanks for that. That was really wonderful. But yeah, I definitely will be doing some classes because I can't stay idle. I need to be doing something. much to my husband's disgust, he goes, "Well, just retire, woman." He says, "Just retire." No, not ready yet. Need to keep doing something. Okay, so there we are. That's our little koala Easter. What do you reckon? I think he's cute. I really like him. Folds down over like that towards the back there. And there he is. Now I better put some panels. I did prepare some panels for the front, and yes, now he's got all top heavy now that I've popped the decorations on. So I've got a layer of white with a layer of cherry cobbler. Just for the back. We'll see if this is enough. Yep, that's done it. That's given us some weight at the back, so it's sitting up nicely now. There we go. So that's our little koala Easter. Isn't it the cutest? I'm so pleased. I'm glad I've ordered that one because I'll use that a lot, I think. Sometimes you do get a little bit annoyed with the non-Australianness of some of the products on offer. So we've got our little koala. He's so cute. Got our more traditional little bunny there. So there's two of my swaps done. I don't know who I'm actually sending them to, but there you go. If you're on, tell Steve not yet for retirement. Yep, I agree, Deb. I agree. You've got to keep busy. Love the card, and both are beautiful. Oh, thank you, guys. There you go. So there we are. So our Aussie Easter there on the right, our more traditional Easter here on the left. And there's my original there with just the colourful village and the hugs and kisses. So, yeah, so there we are. That's our decorative pop-out card. As I say, if you're on Facebook, the measurements are already there. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll add them to the description after I've uploaded the video properly. Remember that Facebook does not keep videos on for more than 30 days. So if you want to come back and see a measurement or a video or something after 30 days, I suggest you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because in YouTube, they're there forever. So if you in a month, you come back and you go, "Oh, I wonder where Julianne did that pop-out decorative card," your best bet is to look at YouTube. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching me today. Have a great rest of your week. If you've got a public holiday today, and like some states of Australia, enjoy your public holiday. And hopefully I will see you all again next time.